Most men watching this won't survive what I'm about to say. Your mind is broken. Your focus is weak. You can't even sit through this video without feeling the itch to check your phone, scroll TikTok, or escape into something easy. And that addiction to distraction? That's killing your future. Here's the brutal truth. A man with no focus has no power. And most of you have already lost the war happening in your own head. We live in a world where men think strength is about flexing in the gym mirror, posting Sigma male quotes online, or binge-watching another Andrew Tate short. They talk big about discipline, but when it's time to study, or work, or sit alone with their thoughts for more than 5 minutes, they collapse. You want to know why so many men feel lost, aimless, and weak? It's simple. You can't control your mind. Your attention is scattered, hijacked by technology, fried by dopamine from endless scrolling. You know that lazy spiral. You grab your phone just to check one thing, then an hour's gone. You sit at your desk to study, but your brain keeps wandering. You can't lock in on boring or difficult tasks, so you distract yourself with music, memes, junk food, or video games. And the worst part? You tell yourself you're being productive. That's the modern trap, the lie. If you think you're strong, you're probably not. Let me explain. Throughout history, men were forged in fire. Lions hunted for survival. Soldiers sharpened their minds in silence before entering battle. Monks and warriors spent years mastering their concentration like a blade. A Spartan warrior had one job: focus on the mission. A samurai meditated before battle, mastering the stillness of his mind so he could cut cleanly when the time came. Now compare that to the modern man. He locks in on Netflix for 6 hours. He can't go 2 minutes without staring at his phone. He tries to multitask and ends up half-assing everything. Society has domesticated men into distracted pets. You've been trained like a circus dog to respond to every notification ding, every dopamine drip. You think you're free, but really, you're chained. So how do you break free? How do you reclaim the savage clarity of a man who controls his own thoughts? That's where the rules come in. Main content: the 5 rules of a focused man. Rule number 1, kill the noise before it kills you. Here's the kicker. Distraction is not an annoyance, it's an attack. Your phone, your notifications, your endless multitasking, they're designed to fracture your brain into 1,000 little pieces. Weak men think they can balance it. They keep their phone on while working, thinking they'll just ignore it. They open 10 tabs on their laptop, thinking they can juggle all of them. That's like trying to fight a war while handing your enemy your weapon. Strong men, they remove distractions before the fight begins. A man with purpose turns his phone off, blocks social media, builds an environment where temptation doesn't even exist. Think of your mind like a battlefield. Would a sniper fight with fireworks going off around him? No. He finds silence. He kills the noise. Either you control your environment, or your environment destroys your focus. Rule number 2, master the boring reps. Most men think focus is about motivation. Wrong. It's about stamina. Here's the hard truth. Real life isn't always exciting. Reading, studying, grinding through long, repetitive tasks. That's where most men break. They crave stimulation. They can't survive boredom. But here's what strong men know. The boring reps are the battlefield where your future is won. Just like a soldier drills the same move 1,000 times until it's automatic, your brain sharpens by struggling through the repetition. Weak men quit because it feels monotonous. But disciplined men lean into that boredom, sit with the discomfort, and push their attention to new limits. Punchline: if you can't endure boredom, you'll never taste greatness. Rule number 3, sharpen the warrior's blade. Sleep, food, movement. Let me break this down. Your brain is not separate from your body. If you fuel it with garbage sleep, junk food, no exercise, you sabotage every ounce of focus you could have had. Weak men say, "I'll just drink some coffee," while running on 4 hours of sleep. Wrong. A foggy, anxious mind is the byproduct of a weak body. Strong men treat their body like a weapon. They sleep like it matters. They eat clean because they know junk food poisons attention. They move and train because exercise literally rewires the brain for deeper focus. Image this. A man who sleeps well, trains, and fuels himself right walks into the room with sharp, clear eyes. His focus cuts like a blade. That's the energy women notice. That's the presence bosses respect. Punchline: your focus is sharpened or dulled by the way you treat your body. Rule number 4, enter the deep work zone. Multitasking is the biggest scam of our generation. You think you're productive texting, scrolling, listening to music, and studying all at once? Wrong. Every switch destroys focus. Weak men live in the surface zone, jumping between tasks, never fully sinking into any of them. They get 5 things started, 0 things finished. Strong men carve out sacred time blocks, 1 task, 1 mission, 1 battlefield. That's deep work, where an hour of pure focus creates the results that 10 distracted hours never will. Example, think of Bruce Lee, obsessed, fully absorbed. When he practiced a single kick 10,000 times, he wasn't multitasking. He was diving into depth. Punchline, depth, not scattered energy, builds mastery. Rule number 5, train the mind through stillness. Most men can't even sit in silence. Try it. 10 minutes with no phone, no noise, no distractions. Your skin will crawl. That's how weak your mental discipline is. Weak men are slaves to constant input. They flood their brains with noise because they're terrified of facing their raw, unfiltered thoughts. Strong men? They train stillness, meditation, breathwork, prayer, even just sitting and consciously observing thoughts. Because a man who is unshaken by his own mind becomes indestructible in the external world. Picture a soldier in battle, chaos all around, bullets flying, yet in the storm he finds stillness. That's what mental training builds in you, the ability to hold the line inside no matter how violent the world outside gets. Punchline, if you can command silence within, no distraction can conquer you. Iconic role models. Look at the men we admire. Bruce Lee, he trained his body, but also his mind. His obsession wasn't flashy, it was focus. Keanu Reeves, fame, fortune, trauma, chaos. But when you speak of him, you think control, presence, stillness. That's focus. Steve Jobs wasn't the smartest coder. There were thousands of more talented people. But his focus on vision, his ruthless ability to cut through noise, that's what made him historic. MS Dhoni on the cricket field, chaos at the highest stakes. But look at his eyes. Calm, locked in, unshaken. Thomas Shelby, fiction, yes, but why is he iconic? Because of his presence. Silent, controlled, completely focused. They all prove one point. Charisma isn't about talking louder or flexing harder. It's about control of attention. Focused men bend reality around them. Conclusion. Most men will click away from this video in the first 2 minutes. Their weak attention span already betrays them. But the ones still here, you felt the sting of truth in these rules. You know your scattered focus has been sinking your life. And you know, deep down, that mastery of attention is the key to reclaiming your strength and masculinity. Sigma men, real masculine men, they don't waste their minds on every flashing light. They don't scatter themselves chasing distractions. They direct their focus like a blade, carve out their path, and stay unmoved by the noise of the herd. 99% of men will never have this power. They'll stay lost, distracted, weak. The question is simple, will you? This path isn't popular. Sitting with your own mind, removing comfort, disciplining your focus, that's not what the masses do. But that's the point. If you're serious, prove it. Not to me, to yourself. Shut down the distractions. Build your focus. Step into the ranks of men whose minds cannot be broken. It's your choice right now. Stay weak or reclaim your focus and walk the path of a man who cannot be stopped.